So as you can see from the chart, so basically long duration, low intensity, it will take a couple of days to for your muscle glycogen stores to be fully saturated again. So as the chart shows, so here we have 24 hours, which is obviously a day, and then 48 hours, which is 2 days. It might even take 3 days to actually fully recover your muscle glycogen stores. If we were looking at a short duration, high intensity, so 2 hours, this chart would basically be shifted to the left slightly. So as you can see, 2 hours here, the dip will probably be around about here, and then the fully restore will be catching up to the 2. So basically, to basically improve your muscle glycogen restoration, it's important to have a lot of carbs. So basically, a high carbohydrate diet is really important for most athletes, as it speeds up the process. This is because, and it's also very ideal to basically eat carbohydrates or drink carbohydrates shortly after the session. So shortly after the session, you want to be drinking around 300 to 400 shortly after, and then so basically virtually right after, and this will and then 2 hours after, 2 hours after the session as well, you need to be eating or drinking the same amount, so 300 and 400. So 300 and 400 shortly after, and 300 and 400 2 hours after. This basically just helps the muscle cells respond better, and they respond better in the 2 hours after exercise. So it basically just helps aid helps aid and accelerate the recovery process. So an example could be like a high carbohydrate energy drink after an event, basically. So metabolic needs then. So basically, metabolic needs are very important after exercise, as we need to basically restore our Q, ventilation, so our cardiac output, our ventilation, and our overall body temperature. So after exercise, we use the extra VO2 consumed after exercise is then used by the organs and the heart and the respiratory muscles, basically just to restore our cardiac output, ventilation, and temperature, and basically get them back down to resting levels. So to do this, then we need to sustain our heart rate so we can keep blood flowing to the muscles and organs, so they can put these values back down to resting state. Moving on to DOMS then. So DOMS is basically caused from a lack of cool down after an event. So basically, DOMS is basically the delayed onset of muscle soreness. So it's caused by injury to muscle and connective tissue. And then we have eccentric contraction. They basically cause structural damage, and they're known to have a massive effect on DOMS. And then we have muscle protein breakdown. So the muscle protein breakdown basically causes inflammation of tissue, otherwise known as edema, and it basically stimulates pain receptors. So the morning after, or the day after, in fact, your muscles in that area will be feeling a lot of pain due to a lack of cool down. So an active cool down summary then. So why is it important to have an active cool down? So basically, it prevents DOMS, as I said, and it's not good for your muscles for them to be feeling pain the morning after, the day after exercise. It keeps oxygenated blood flowing around the body. It maintains blood pressure, so it keeps high blood pressure, so the blood can be flowing to the muscles, keeping them oxidized. Removes CO2 and lactic acid, so it removes waste products. Continues metabolic process, so it carries on throughout the recovery process. And there's many more that cool downs can actually help with. So other strategies then. So what other strategies can help with our recovery process? So we have intervals in games. So for example, in football at half time, we have breaks in matches, and this basically restores our glycogen stores so that we can be so that after the half time we can come out guns a blazing in the second half and our muscles will work properly. And then dietary, so it's important to have a high carbohydrate diet in some sports, as it will boost the energy levels, so more energy is supplied to the muscles, therefore they can work harder during the events. And finito.